Hey everybody, this is Blazy903. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and smash that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my experience with the Ethos Pro Ceramic Wax. Now this is part 2, and the reason why this is part 2 is because part 1, I waxed my 2020 Hyundai Sonata Limited with this particular product. It came out really good. But the reason why I decided to do it on the Spider as well is because the 2020 Sonata was brand spanking new, and it spent 7 days at the dealership indoors in their showroom. So it really wasn't exposed to the elements. This particular Spider was a leftover model, 2018, which I bought new, but it spent numerous months, 6+ months outdoors in the dealership lot, exposed to the elements. So I want to see the difference between a really untouched, nearly untouched finish to a finish that's been exposed to the elements for quite a few months, unprotected. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, and following with the same methodology as when I clay barred and cleaned the Hyundai Sonata, went ahead and used the same exact products, which is the Armor All Wash and Shine 2-bucket system. Gave it a complete bath and wash down with the products. Now I'm going to do the clay barring. The clay barring for this particular vehicle is simply to remove the previous wax, which is the Meguiar's Canuba Plus. So as with the Sonata, using the Armor All and water as a lubricant, not Reload. That is a bottle that I had from the past. I exhausted the solution of the Reload, excellent product, but I'm just using the bottle with a different solution, and the mix is that Armor All with water. Using the clay bar, pressing it down so that it conforms to the shape of the vehicle, and just as in the past, boxing everything out with light pressure, just to make sure that all the contaminants are removed from the vehicle. As you can see, no major contaminants because the car was clay barred 2 weeks ago. Once again, the purpose of me clay barring the vehicle is to remove the previous wax so that I could apply the Ethos premium ceramic wax on a clean slate. So I won't bore you with clay barring the rest of the vehicle, but I'll do that and I'll be back in a minute. And just like in part 1, let's go ahead and look under a flashlight at the paintwork after it's been fully clay barred to see if we could identify or notice any swirling or imperfections in the paint. And no, you cannot. The car is also brand new, but the difference between this and the Hyundai is the amount of time it has been exposed to the elements. Okay, so with that done, let's go ahead and start applying the Ethos Pro Ceramic Wax. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply some of the product on the applicator. This product a little goes a long way, so I like to spread it out. I'm using the same application process as I did on the Sonata, just to keep all things squared. And I just do tight circles. And I go to about the middle of the hood. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to only do 25% of the hood. And as you saw, I went north to south, and now I'm going east to west. And that is it. So I'm going to wait 2 minutes. On the bottle, it actually doesn't have a time frame to wait. It just says until dry, and since that is subjective, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a 2-minute wait time. It seemed to have worked well with the Sonata, so I don't foresee it working any differently here with the Spider. Okay, so a couple of minutes have passed, and I ended up waxing the entire hood, and it's all hazed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and buff that off. But before I get to that, I wanted to show you a little rock chip here, right there, and another little rock chip right here. And I got those when I purchased the car, because I purchased the car in Alabama, which is about 500 miles away from where I live. And during that 500-mile road trip back, I should have done the right thing. Instead, I went the lazy route, and I should have done painter's tape throughout the whole front here. And I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I thought of it and I just didn't do it. And I ended up taking a risk and I lost. So now I got 2 rock chips in my new Spider. But I did order some touch-up paint, and I'll be making a video on how to remove rock chips. So hopefully that will just be over and done with, and I can put that behind me. In any event, I'm gonna go ahead and start buffing this off. And just like in part 1, the buffing process is super simple. It literally just comes off. It's effortless. And so my final buff here, I usually just do a long stroke. But I won't bore you with that. I'm gonna go ahead and buff out the entire hood. And then just like in part 1, I'll do a comparison of the coated side and the uncoated side. I went ahead and buffed out the entire hood, removed the wax. And let's do the light test. No swirls. The paint looks really good. The fact of the matter is that the paint is not as brilliant as the one on the Hyundai Sonata. So, you know, different car, different coat, different outcomes. So here is the wax side, and here is the side that's not waxed. Again, I don't think the camera is going to capture much of a difference, but I will say to the naked eye, not much of a difference either. And it could be that as this wax settles, it gets shinier, which is what happened with the Sonata out there. It's out there baking right now and actually getting shinier and shinier. So this is part 2 of the video, and I went ahead and waxed that car immediately after I went ahead and started waxing this car. And I will probably be complaining of body aches and pains tomorrow, because I'm going into now, I think this is my 4th or 5th hour of detailing vehicles. So that's a lot on a body that's not accustomed to this kind of labor. In any event, I'm gonna go ahead and wax the rest of the vehicle, and I'm sure it's gonna come out great. It's just right now, as per the flashlight test here, not much of a difference going on. Not waxed, waxed. And so now I have done the driver's side door, rear quarter panel, all in tight circles. I'm about ready to buff this stuff out. Then I'm gonna do the front quarter panel, and I'm gonna take it outside in the sun and go ahead and give you a view of what the finished product looks like. And my final thoughts on the Ethos Pro Ceramic Wax is that it's good. I wouldn't say it's the best wax out there. I'm really glad that I tried it. I'm glad I made a part 1 and part 2, because some of the key takeaways between the 2 different videos, and if you haven't seen part 1, you know, please check it out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. And part 1 consists on applying this product on a brand new 2020 Hyundai Sonata. So the biggest takeaway has to be that the way the manufacturer paints these vehicles is going to result, obviously, a rational thought process, it's going to result in a different outcome. So the paint job is better in the Hyundai Sonata, so it does have a more brilliant shine. Now, as you can see, the Spider behind me, it's pretty glossy, it's shiny, but the paint by default is more of a satin type finish. It is not bling out the gate, while the Sonata was bling without any wax. So all it did was magnify that shine that came from the manufacturer, but you really have to wait 12 to 24 hours in order for the shine to really present itself. That's the biggest lesson learned from video number 1 was that it wasn't until the next day the Hyundai Sonata really started shining. I would imagine the same thing is going to apply here, and I will take a video of the 124 Spider tomorrow, so you can see the end results and how well it shines 24 to 12 hours later. And please excuse that I was wearing the same thing because I did wax both cars on the same day. So video 1 and video 2 were both shot on the same day, and I am just completely drained. I am exhausted out of my mind. I'm sweating and I'm ready to take a shower and call it a day, take a nap, and just edit the videos. But I have to say, I had an absolute blast. This is a great way for anyone who's a car enthusiast to spend the weekend. I went ahead and took a day off of work, and it's Friday, Memorial Day weekend, and I can't think of a better way than to detail vehicles and just have fun with it. Tomorrow I'm probably going to just cruise around town and just chill and show off these wonderfully detailed vehicles. So with that done and with that said, as always, till the next one, drive safely. And here is a 20-second clip of the vehicle the next day. So very similar to the Sonata. At this point, almost 16 hours later, the vehicle spent about 6 hours outside baking in the sun, and the gloss really is noticeably different from yesterday. So just like the Sonata, thumbs up.